Mr. Wilson says when he married Mrs. Wilson, she knew she was signing up to be a farmer's wife. So how did she end up becoming a petty princess? Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Wilson v. Wilson.
Thank you so very much. Welcome to Divorce Court, Mr. Wilson and Mrs. Wilson. I'm glad to have everyone here joining us today. Today we're looking at a very interesting case. This is a couple who made an agreement as to what their life would look like in the future, and now the plaintiff says the defendant has backed out on the deal. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, you've been together for 5 years, as I understand it, but married for 1.5 years. You got married in Las Vegas, and you have 4 children, and he has 4 children, blended family, but as you all have gotten older, some changes in your life. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Wilson, why are we in divorce court today?
Your Honor, I'm here because I'm here to divorce this woman.
Oops.
Because she has anger issues. She is childish. We make deals and she just breaks them. And there's just so many red flags with her. It's like a Chinese New Year every day.
And what you signed up for, you didn't get, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, well, I'm about to come over to Mrs. Wilson and find out if she got what she signed up for. Mrs. Wilson, what say you?
I am here to stop this nonsense. He does not know how good he has it. He's been married 4 times, and I'm the best thing that has ever happened to him.
So you're the 4th wife?
I'm the 4th wife. He's my 3rd husband. And I've invested all my finances, my heart, my soul. I've kept every commitment and promise and vow. And I just bought him a big old farm in Nowheresville, Alabama. He's not leaving me. He's not leaving me on that farm. He's not going.
So here's my question. How in the ham sandwich did you all get together? But 7 marriages between you? I want to find out how this one started and where it ended up. Mr. Wilson, take me back. How did you all actually meet? And then what led us here, sir?
All right, Your Honor. Well, we met at my last class reunion. She was a class lower than me. And look at her. She's beautiful, you know.
Absolutely.
Look at her, you know. And how could a mug get a girl like that? You know, that's what I'm thinking. We talked, had a good time, and a couple of months later, she started, stalking me on Facebook, which is all right, you know. Kind of took that as a compliment. And, we hit it off. I moved in with her in Oregon for a short time, and then we moved both together to Arizona, and then we moved to Alabama. But, Your Honor, I've been married, once a bunch of times. I get it. I believe in the 3 rings of marriage since I've been married so many times. You got your engagement ring, you got your wedding ring, and you got your suffering. And I have suffered under the reign of this terror. It's ridiculous.
Bless your heart. Now, here's my question. You've done this before. This is not your first wedding rodeo.
Nope.
Why, at your age, when you've had all the children you're gonna have, can't y'all just date, hook up, enjoy yourself, stalk each other on Facebook? Why'd you decide to get married?
Well, Your Honor, I got married a bunch of times before. We just kind of hit it off right there in the beginning.
Okay, hitting it off means we go to Applebee's. It don't mean we gotta get married.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, ma'am,
Yes.
y'all decided that you were going to go down the path one more time?
We did,
Why?
yes. Well, when I met him, literally it was love at first sight for me. He walked in the room and I just was smitten. And
Big, tall, handsome
yes,
dude. Yes,
and he was the funniest. I told him he was the 2nd funniest person I'd ever met in my life. And he said, "Who's the first funniest?" And I said, "Well, me."
Okay.
And we went from there.
So you all clearly hit it off.
Yes.
What did you bring to the marriage, ma'am?
$400,000. First of all, that's
That was your
almost
nest
gone.
egg?
Yes, it's almost gone. Hello, farm and pigs.
And Mr. Wilson, what did you bring to the table?
I brought myself, and I brought the fact that I'm a hard worker, okay? But there's these deal breakers, right? We got this farm out in Alabama.
Did she pay for it?
20 acres. Yeah, she paid for it. But we got this farm, right?
No, she paid for a farm.
Okay.
Whose name is on the deed?
I was married. We were both on the deed.
Okay.
Okay.
So did you get a prenuptial agreement? Girl, what in the world? Okay, we keep going.
Okay, so we decided to get animals, okay? So we have animals.
What did you do before you became a farmer?
Before I became a farmer, I'm a real estate agent, and I drive semi
No, you're
truck.
not.
Did you
I've
grow
sold
up
2
on a
houses.
farm?
What's that?
Did you grow up on a farm?
No, ma'am. I wanted to though.
People in hell want ice water. They don't get it. That doesn't even make sense.
Your Honor.
Miss Wilson, did you grow up on a farm?
No. I'm.
So when people get to be a certain age and being one of these people at that certain age, they want to get an apartment in Paris. And I'm not talking Paris, Texas. You want to get a farm, but neither one of you have ever worked on a farm, lived on a farm, know anything about a farm. But you thought that was a good investment.
He's a hard worker. He wanted to do it. He knows that I don't do dirty. I don't do manual labor. I don't sweat. I don't do that stuff.
Your Honor, but that wasn't.
It's always been that way.
Your Honor, that was not the deal when we
What
bought
was
the
the
farm.
deal,
That's
Mr.
not true.
Wilson?
It was a division of labor, okay?
Nope.
And we got chickens.
Let me explain to me what it is you understood to be the deal, because she's bringing $400,000 to the
Right.
table. What else was supposed to happen?
We were supposed to get this farm together. We were gonna get animals. She loved animals. Oh, I love to get little pigs. She loved all the little things about farm life. But it turned into Green Acres. It turned to Zsa Zsa Gabor, and I'm out there working my butt off.
So what?
No, that's
But
That's
what
how
was
it
your-
gonna be.
That was
I'm
my,
sorry,
my
what was your
expectation. My
expectation?
expectation was that she was gonna help me.
Now, excuse me.
what universe?
I've known Mrs. Wilson for 3.5 minutes. There is nothing about her that says she gonna be out in the yard with some chickens and some pigs.
But, ma'am-
She don't look like a chicken and pig type chick.
Okay.
So, Mrs. Wilson, did you know what you were signing up for?
Yes,
ma'am?
you did.
No, I did not. He does this to me all the time. For example, when we left Arizona, we were gonna get married. Then once I buy us a house in Arizona, he tells me like 2 months later, I'm not marrying you, I'm not marrying anybody. And he got it that night. But so he changes the story.
We bought 30 chickens, meat chickens, okay? And these meat chickens, you buy them.
Okay.
You got to slaughter them at some point.
So now you want her to be with chickens and slaughter them.
Yes. I wanted her to defeather them. She was going to be the one that got in there, sliced it, got in the guts and all that. Well, she got to about 3 chickens and set her butt out on the couch, which she always does.
Right, and about to go to Costco and get some of those chickens, because that's the best you're gonna get.
Now, these are farm-raised chickens, ma'am, and delicious.
They are delicious, but
So, Mrs. Wilson, did you know what you were signing up for?
Yes,
ma'am?
you did.
no, I did not. He does this to me all the time. For example, when we left left Oregon for Arizona, the deal was we were going to get married. Then once I buy us a house in Arizona, he tells me like 2 months later, I'm not marrying you, I'm not marrying anybody. So he changes the story. He plays it in his head, and that's how it's going to be. He knows that I cook, and we've been very clear. He's like, so when will you handle the chickens? When they're dead and gutted and in front of me to chop up and cook, but
Right.
not until then. But yeah, literally, he had me and my 13-year-old son out there. We were both traumatized and depressed for 3 days after having to kill all these chickens. There's still feathers everywhere. It's disgusting.
I just cannot imagine anybody thinking that you would be slaughtering chicken.
Well, we're raising bunnies now, too.
You have
So,
bunnies as well as chickens and pigs.
Yes. And the pigs, see, we had 3 little pigs, okay? I had Cecil, we had Oreo, and we had Piggy Smalls, okay?
Aw.
Well, pigs get big, and so you gotta, move them from pasture to pasture, they just make a huge mess. So I'm out there working my butt off in the Alabama humidity, go in and say, hey, I need a little hand out here. She comes out, it's hot, I don't wanna go out there right now, And so she still, she comes
But
out there.
I thought the deal was she was bringing the cash to the table, but you were bringing the hard work to the table. And a hush fell over Jerusalem.
That's right.
That's
Well,
what
she-
I thought.
she-
Isn't that what you said?
She thinks she's a princess, that's the problem. And she's not a princess.
No, but she
She's
was a princess with a dowry that you appreciated, okay?
Oh, yeah.
She brought $400,000 to the table. Again, it sounds like the division of labor was I do the financing, you do the labor.
I believe in sweat equity, but I don't believe it was all my sweat.
I don't think you had the right conversation so you could manage expectations, because we should have had these conversations way before You invested that much money and time.
How can I have any conversation with her when she has huge anger problems? I mean, let me give you an example.
Yes, sir.
And when we were living in Arizona, Sun City, Arizona, it's 65 and older. Everybody goes out and goes to this one bar where, you know, all the old people get to sing karaoke. Mm-hmm. All right? And you can't make this stuff up. I dare you even try. So she's a woo girl. She likes to woo, woo all the time, right? So she's sitting there wooing, and you know, you read the room, the old ladies are not, you know, appreciating it. And one of these old ladies comes up to her and grabs her arm, and she went wham. And before I know it, she's hit 6 people. She's getting escorted out. It was a huge brawl, and it's just like that's an anger issue.
You actually had a fight with some old people?
That is not true. Oh, God.
She was taking names and breaking hips, Your Honor.
You have a suspicion that he has not been faithful?
He has an ex-wife that is still interested in him because he always just has had a thing for her. I found naked pictures on his new phone number that she should not have not long ago. Okay, there were a lot of old people there. We actually had a little old lady with us, a friend of mine, but the people that put their hands on me were roughly my age, and they wouldn't let me go.
So why were people putting their hands
because
on
I was enjoying the show, and this woman comes up and she goes, "You need to sit down," and I said, "You need to shut up." And then she put her hands on me, and no, you don't do that. Bam. Then her husband got up, and he came to me, and so I just gave him one, too. Then the bartender came, and I had to jump to get him, but by then I was just in it.
Like, we got 86 from that bar, and I got my credit card the next day, and he's like, she got 86 that night, and he said, "You're not welcome back either." So that's just crazy. I mean...
Don't touch me. People don't need to be touching me.
I don't agree with violence, Mrs. Wilson, but I do agree with leave my personal space alone.
Okay, let's talk about personal space.
Okay.
We got in a little tiff because I was telling her, like, maybe we should slow down, not get married right away, whatever. She got really angry. I had to leave the house. I didn't want to have any violence happen to me.
Was this the time where she bought a house and you
No, this
changed
is before.
your mind?
This is before all those deal breaking. And so I went to go stay with a friend, and I got home that morning, and she had thrown $600 worth of my clothes into the truck. And it rained that night in Arizona. It doesn't rain very often, but it rained that night, and it just ruined all my clothes.
I did, and I would do it again, and it was that time. It was that time. I left my whole family and was in a state I hated. I was crying every day. And then he has the nerve to tell me, "Oh, by the way, I'm not going to marry you." No.
So it was that time that I brought up. That
it was.
Decided he wasn't going to marry.
Yeah, I stand by that. He deserved every bit of it. And you know who bought him the rest of his clothes? Me.
My question to you then, ma'am, is why are you in this?
Because I've invested too much. And aside from the division of labor, we really do get along pretty well. It's just that one thing that he wants to do that.
Thing, Your Honor.
That's not true.
So here's my question. Why do you not know how to manage your frustration? Because you're at an age where you should be able to manage it. If you're irritated, annoyed, angry.
Well, he acts like this happens. This is over 5 years. This is like one incident over 5 years. It's not like this is not every single day.
Yeah, but you have a problem with people's clothes, because I mean.
Oh, not just clothes, Your Honor. Not just clothes, Your Honor. I had a statue that my dad and his dad and my dad, he gave it to me. He's dead now. I can no longer. And in fact, I think I have a picture of it in evidence, possibly.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
Another one of those times where she was just jealous. I didn't even know about it. I wake up the next morning. She had freaked out over something. I don't even remember, but because I was so traumatized. Because here is my statue on the garage floor in 25,000 pieces. She ruined it just to take a knife to my heart.
Okay,
No, I didn't.
Mrs.
She's
Wilson,
crazy.
did you destroy the statue?
No, I was huffing around and I accidentally knocked it off. It was so important to him. It was out in the garage on a messy table.
Yeah, we were moving,
and
it was in the middle of the garage. It wasn't just like knocked over.
No.
It sounds like the two of you, even though you say you get along very well when you're angry, it seems like you don't know how to be kind to each other. What is that about? I mean, that may be why you've had 4 marriages and you've had 3. You don't know how to be in each other's space as each other's partner. kindness and niceness.
Right, that
is a
statue meant
nice
a lot
thing.
to me. It meant everything to me. And
Yeah, my
so-
family means a lot to me too, and I'm thousands and thousands of miles away from them.
It sounds like you were resentful, Mrs. Wilson.
I am, because he keeps changing the playbook. This moving to Arizona was it. That was supposed to be it. And then once we got down there and I hated it, and I said, I think I want to go back. I had my 13-year-old son with me, and he said, no, I'm not moving back. Like, if you want to go, you go. I had no idea that once I moved with him, that I was stuck there for all eternity, until he decided he wanted to go to Timbuktu. I try to go along with it, and it's just never enough. Now he wants me to murder chickens. It's ridiculous.
So, Mrs. Wilson, it doesn't seem as if you all had any real conversation about what your life was going to look like. I mean, you don't like all the movements, yet you have financially supported all the movement.
Right.
You don't like what the long-range plan is, yet you financially supported the long-range plan. And you have a suspicion that he has not been faithful?
No, I don't think that it's that he's not faithful, but he has an ex-wife that is still interested in him, because he always just has had a thing for her. I found naked pictures on his new phone number that she should not have not long ago, and he said, well, I didn't tell her to send them to me. Well, she got your number from somewhere.
Your Honor,
I'm listening, Mr.
this
Wilson.
is ridiculous. You cannot help birds flying in the air, but you can help them from nesting in your hair. And I did show her those pictures. You know why she knows that? Because the second I got him, I said, uh-oh, crazy's coming back.
So here's my question. How'd she get your phone number?
Well, I don't even remember how she got my phone number, to be honest with you.
Sure you don't.
So I did not give her my phone number.
And you don't know how to block?
Oh, it got blocked after that, I tell you that
Yeah,
much.
who did that? Who did the blocking there, pal?
She's good with phones.
I just get the feeling that the two of you like to argue. Mr. Wilson, you came to court today with divorce papers, but Mrs. Wilson says she's not interested in divorce. Why are you not interested in divorce, Mrs. Wilson?
Well, here's the thing.
Because it doesn't seem like y'all like each other right now.
It's tense right now, but he has really terrible credit, and I worked on that. He had a $3,000 debt that I paid on his behalf, only to find out that I bought said woman a piece of jewelry that he hadn't paid when they were married. This isn't $3,000. This isn't $3,000. This isn't $3,000. He never spends money on me like that.
Well, actually, you never spend money on you like that because you
That's right,
paid
because I
for
spent
it.
it all
Exactly.
on him.
So
But
keep
anyway,
going.
and it's just always his way. It comes like in little pieces. It's like a waterfall, like this much information. It'll be great. We're gonna have Airbnbs, and it's gonna make a lot of money, and I'm gonna build a pool, and it's gonna look like a lagoon. And then we get there.
I am an idea man.
We have one bathroom.
Because you can afford to have a lot of ideas with somebody else's money. Because I've not heard you write one check yet.
Well, and here's the other thing. He's wanting to leave me now. Well, he'll come into money. He has a family member that will leave him a good amount of money, and I'm going to spend that money just like he spent my money.
It's like it's her money. When it's her money, when I get money, it's our money. And that
Well, I'm
doesn't make
sorry.
sense.
I beg your
That's
pardon,
just the
Mr.
way it
Wilson.
is.
You don't get to say that when you spent the $400,000 that you both have said she brought to the table.
My labor's worth something. My time is worth everything. That's all
And
you
guess
got
what?
in this
So
world
is
is
Mrs.
time.
Wilson time worth something. You know, remember I asked you earlier?
I remodeled
if you
the
had
house.
a prenuptial agreement? You don't have a prenuptial agreement. You don't have a prenuptial agreement either. I'd lay in the cut and wait for the money. That's my verdict. I didn't.
You're gonna lay in the
Yeah,
cut.
you
You're
were
gonna
the
lay
one
in the
that-
cut
you
and
were
get
the
that
one that
money.
thought
You're
that
gonna lay
you-
in that cut and get that
you
money.
were the one that wanted a
No, you
prenup,
ain't laying
and
in
I
that
was
cut.
nice enough not
You
to
ain't
give you
laying
one.
in that cut and getting
Whatever.
that money. I'll tell you that much
Yeah,
right now.
right. Well, your life's going to be
That ain't how it works.
interesting.
That is not how it works.
Well, we're not divorced, are we?
Well, give it 5 minutes, girl. Give it 5 minutes.
You do what you want.
Jeez. Crazy. You're crazy. Got anger issues. Ridiculous.
Made in Georgia.